The Las Vegas Raiders have themselves kind of a conundrum, especially after the hiring of Antonio Pierce as the official head coach of the team. Yes, they're going to figure out the GM situation. That's going to be a whole thing. But we did our first mock draft and we kind of covered, hey, yes, we went Bo Nix in the first round. And now that Antonio Pierce is the head coach, I have a strong feeling that they're going to build around Aidan O'Connell because they did some really good things. He did a lot of good things with Aidan O'Connell as his starting quarterback, and I think it makes a lot of sense to kind of build around him. So we're going to do that in our latest mock draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. This is 2.0. We build around this thing and keep this thing moving forward. So going to bring you here. There we go. There is the mock draft simulator according to PFF. So just a couple of parameters. So it's a 7-round mock draft, high speed, low drag. Care for position of value is relatively high. Drafting for needs is also high. We like a little bit of randomness in there because sometimes things get a little wild. I mean, it is the draft. We saw the Texans trade up to number 3 last year, for Will Anderson Jr. And then, there's just weird things that happen in the NFL all the time. So there is a little bit of randomness, but we try to make it as realistic as possible. So we're going to enter the draft here and really get things rolling. Now, caveat, I want to trade down from 13 if the board doesn't fall right. Let's see here. So let's see a little bit of a recap. Okay, so Harris, Williams 1, Drake May 2, Marvin Harrison, Odunze, yes, Malik Neighbors, quarterbacks aren't, Jane Daniels went to the Ravens, that's going to be bad. The Vikings went Dallas Turner, I love it. Teron Arnold is there, okay. There's still quarterbacks too, isn't there? Yeah, Bo Nix is there, oh man. So right off the bat here, I want to go Nate Wiggins. I really do. I love Nate Wiggins. I think he's the best corner in this draft class. I mean, just his length, everything that's going on. I love him. However, I want to double down on defense and really build around the rest of this team and also get some quality offensive linemen. So it's kind of a tough little thing here. So there's really no guards that I would take here in the first round. When we get into the second, we'll start to talk about it a little bit. But right now, man, Fashanu is there. Could we have him start at right tackle? I mean, yes, that's definitely a possibility, even though he's only played left tackle his entire career. But let's be real, the size and athleticism is definitely there. But right now, Jared Verse is there. I want to trade down, okay? I want to trade down. Ooh, the Colts want to come up a little bit. What about the Bengals? Bengals, what do you give me? Okay, so I'll give you 13, you give me 18. You got to give me a 2, a 6, 2 and a 6. What do you say? That's a good trade. They don't want to go 2. Okay, if you don't want to go 2, I'll take out the 6. Fine, you got to give me 3, 4, 6 to move down 5 spots. That's not bad. What do you say? Okay, so you gave us 3, 4, 6, 4, moving down 5 spots. Going to resume the draft. I still think we can get some dudes here. Moving down. Nate Wiggins, there's no way. There's no way. Still moving down. And Jared Verse, wow. They came up for Fashanu. They got to protect Joe Burrow. Hey, I mean, we still make out like bandits. We get the best corner in the draft at 18 and we move down and get some picks. Yeah, I'm going Nate Wiggins. Hey, we shored up a portion of this defense, specifically corner. I absolutely love it. So, Bullock's there. Kalen King, excuse me. Jermaine Burton, yes. Ooh, Chop Robinson is there. So I want to help out the rest of this defense, and I want to trade down though. Nah, when the getting's good and Chop Robinson is there, and I know Chris Jenkins too. He's a big man. He really is. Kalen Bullock. Man, this is tough. Tyler Guyton is there. Xavier Leggett out of South Carolina. Do we do Bullock to replace Epps? I love me some Bullock. I really do. Because he plays all over the place, deep over the top. He's a stud. I mean, he's excellent in coverage. Second, I do like me some Bullock. And the Raiders do need help. Do we double down on it? That's the ultimate question, though. So you know what? I'm going to go... I'm going to go Bullock. I'm going to go Bullock here. I really like it. I feel like you're going to be in back-to-back spots where in the third round you've got two specific... Ooh, Zach Frazier's there. Yep, Christian Haynes. That is a no-brainer. I want to help out this the right side of this offensive line. I want to see who took him. Oh, dang it. Peyton Wilson went to the Commanders. I want Peyton Wilson for the Raiders so bad. He is one of my biggest draft crushes in this entire thing. I'm going to go Christian Haynes there at offensive line. And then, so we got safety. Ooh, Maurice LaFalu. Let's see. Edge, Gabriel Murphy, okay, is there. I feel like defensive tackle is such a big need here. Who's available at D tackle? So, Braden Fiskey. Okay. Fiskey's there. McKinley Jackson. Tyler Davis. Okay. Fiskey's going to be there. Who's going to be there? I think right now, Maurice Luafu. I'm never good with names here. I'm really not. I mean, I like him. I really like him. Kind of in the middle there. Man, I feel like he's kind of a little bit of a liability in coverage, but he is also a leader, and he comes from Notre Dame. Those linebackers are usually all right. Usually things end up okay there. So, Gabriel Murphy. I'm going to go, because of intangibles, I just really like me some Gabriel Murphy. Yes, I think Latu was the guy that got a lot of headlines, but Murphy in the third round, I think he could be the next Daniil Hunter. I absolutely do. So 112 and 115, 150. We're back. Ooh, Spencer Rattler. Here's the thing. I know Aidan O'Connell is what you would call the guy right now, but how do we feel about getting some depth? I think I want to get some depth. Oh, Cade Stover's back in this draft. Yes, I'm going Spencer Rattler, baby, in the fourth round. Because, again, I know he's our guy, but at the same time, you got to play well. That is just the reality of the situation. Michael Hall, a defensive tackle, Ohio State. Yeah, I forgot who we went in the second round. Because I want to double down on D tackle, but I also don't want to because, we went Bullock and we went Bullock, we went Haynes, we went Gabriel. Yeah, we got to go D tackle. Michael Hall Jr., I think, is going to be a fantastic get here. Even though, yes, you have Byron Murphy Jr. in the locker room still. There's a lot of juniors, but I think you got to be able to do it. Ooh, Vidal is there. Tommy Eichenberg. Joe Milton III. Yeah, Vidal. I think Vidal is going to be... Amir Abdul is another year older. Bolden is what it is. I like me some Vidal. A small school guy. I think he's going to have a lot of value here, though. Okay. Ben Sanoy. Let's see here. Cedric Gray. Ooh. Now, Cedric Gray is one of my biggest draft crushes. This man flies all over the place, and I think from an athletic standpoint, he's just too good. I know we're doubling down on linebacker here, but I don't care. This entire defense needs to get so much better. So much better. Keith Randolph Jr. Ooh, Ethan Driscoll out of Marshall. The Raiders do need a little... hey, boom. Starting right tackle. There we go. Ethan Driscoll, at least he competes. If Thayer Munford Jr. is not that guy, so I don't care. Driscoll's a dude. Then we kind of finish out the whole thing here. Ushim Ali, Jared Wiley, John Trey Hunter, Anthony Bolton, Kingsley. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Kingsley. He's one of my favorite interior offensive linemen in this entire draft. For how this whole thing ended up, I'm kind of excited. In fact, I would love this draft for the Las Vegas Raiders. So, here we go. From the top, we traded down with the Bengals from 13 to 18. We got Nate Wiggins out of the deal. Plus, we got an extra 3, 4, 5 out of it. Yeah, love it. Somehow that happens. I don't necessarily see that happen, but I love me some Nate Wiggins. I think he's the best one in this entire draft class. And then we got Bullock to help really shore out this secondary. I think he can play in the box. He can play over the top. He might even be able to play some outside linebacker, but I love me some Bullock. Christian Haynes, immediate starter. Day one, plug him in. So you've got Colton Miller, you've got Dylan Parham, you've got Andre Jamis, you've got Christian Haynes, and then you can figure out at right tackle who you want there. Gabriel Murphy, I think that his upside is massive, and that he doesn't necessarily need to come in and start right away. Yes, because you still have Tyree Wilson, you still have Malcolm Kuntz, who really stepped up this last year. I love it. Spencer Rattler there in the fourth round. Again, I know Aidan O'Connell is your guy, but there's got to be competition. There's got to be competition in this whole thing. And then you got Michael Hall Jr., because this defensive tackle room has to get a lot better. Kimani Vidal, the running back coming up out of Troy. I love the value here. Plus, again, I think he could eventually be a guy that is a Swiss Army knife for you. Cedric Gray, he's one of my biggest draft crushes in this entire linebacking class. Like if you just, I watched the, what was it, Clemson versus UNC game, and it was just this guy in the middle. There's times where he, like coming downhill, he makes a couple of mistakes, but if he can kind of shore up some of the instincts a little bit, I think he's going to be a huge steal in the later rounds. Ethan Driscoll, again, you get into the 6th and 7th rounds here, you really just start to see what is your major weakness. Offensive line at times was bad, but Driscoll could be a guy that maybe you bump him into guard, maybe you start him at right tackle. Who knows? Maybe he's just a depth guy. Kingsley Eguakun, out of Florida. Again, I like him just from a depth standpoint. We'll see how he does in camp too. But overall, hey, the goal was to build around a guy like Aidan O'Connell. One area that I think we probably should have done is wide receiver, mainly because Davante Adams is getting up there in age a little bit. But hey, the way this whole thing ended up, I'm pretty excited about it. This would make the Raiders in a much better spot, especially defensively. I think they would take a huge step forward with this draft. But hey, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below and all that wonderful stuff. But let us know what you guys think about our latest Las Vegas Raiders mock draft where we build around Aidan O'Connell.